Hello, Melton Guy here. I want to talk about some things today that some of it not so new and expounding on some things I've already said, but I will be taking an approach that for some reason has been haunting me for several days. And I just want to say some things. I'm going to lead into kind of the main thing. And if you'll bear with me, I think I'll get us there. I'm feeling a kind of deja vu, or at least it could be if I followed through. You know what I mean? You kind of know what you're going to do next. But in this situation, I'm not going to do this. So it's really not going to be deja vu, although it could be. Sounds crazy, but that's kind of the way I feel. And the reason I say that, in 2016, when Donald Trump was running against Hillary Clinton for the presidency, my wife and I listened to every speech, every interview, every press conference held by Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. We watched Donald Trump say some things that actually scared us to death. Why? In 2016, like it had been since 1995, we were taking care of our son who was hit by a car in 1995, and he was a quadriplegic. We had to do everything for him. And there were programs out there that we depended on, that were programs that helped us keep our son at home and let us take care of him. And the things that Donald Trump was saying, I knew by what he said, and sometimes by reading between the lines what was about to happen if this man was elected to this office. So I sent out emails, dozens and dozens, if not 100 or maybe more than 100 emails to friends and family, letting them know what he was saying and reminding them of our situation and how crucial every little thing that we and thousands of other families were going through in similar situations. And it felt like we were going to be tossed aside. And sure enough, it kind of turned out that way. I remember an incident where we listened to some of the things that he said, and I said to my daughter at the time, I said, you know, if Donald Trump gets elected, there may be a chance that they might tell us that we're not able to take care of him at home because of things he's going to cut out. Now, we didn't let it go that far. And luckily, he only stayed in office 4 years. But those emails that I sent out, I could send out again today, and it would be the same thing, saying the same thing, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because it did absolutely no good. My family did not care. My friends and other acquaintances did not respond. I don't know how they reacted. It may have changed some of them mind if their mind needed changing, but I'm not going to do it because, for the main part, my own family just let us down. Big time. So here we are again, and I'm watching the same cult member zombie-like disciples begging, foaming at the mouth, sickening worship of the fascist and most morally corrupt, disgraceful monster, Donald John Trump. Yes, I said it. Even in a time when we're trying to tone it down, I said it just like I said it then and have been saying it for going on 8 years now. I'll do so regardless of November's outcome. Nothing has changed. But there'll be no emails this time. Like I said, I've been betrayed by my own family, so in that regard, what is the point? And the others out there that voted for Trump, supported Trump, and even now when the man has been exposed dozens and dozens of times on several different levels and many crimes, still will vote for and support Donald John Trump. They betrayed this country and will betray again their country. In that debate, which I said earlier on that Joe Biden lost, Donald Trump did not win, but Joe Biden lost for several reasons, and they're not even important now. But he told the truth. There were a few things that were fact-checked and could have been said better and maybe were not as truthful, but they were not outright lies. And therein lies the difference. The acceptance speech of Donald John Trump at the Republican National Convention was just nothing, no more than what he said in his debate, just a pack of lies. There's no plan for this country. With all that's going on, no plan whatsoever for this country. It was lie after lie after lie after lie. Now, what has happened to mainstream media and to many others? Joe Biden made an offhand remark in a private session talking about beginning to really focus on Donald Trump and use the word bullseye. Everybody in that room knew what he was talking about. But they made a big deal out of that, and they're telling us to tone it down, and they're making a big deal out of a word that everybody uses when they're talking about focusing in on a certain idea or thing or some work. I listened as I was sickened to death to the Lester Holt interview of Joseph Robinette Biden. How he called him out on that remark, and how he had to tone it down because it was aggressive. How he had to tone down, implying that Joseph Robinette Biden was the cause of the aggression, the anger, and the violence going on in this country today. Now, as of this time, I used to have a huge respect for Lester Holt. I have none for Lester Holt and some other journalists right now. What gets me is I watch newscast after newscast, and I watch podcast after podcast and all kind of things to try to keep up with what everybody's saying, what everybody's doing, and I missed the interview by Lester Holt of Trump after his comments about if he doesn't win in November, it will be a bloodbath. I missed the interview with Donald Trump held by Lester Holt when he talked about those outrageous immunity deals that he proposed. And again, missed the interview when Lester Holt interviewed Donald Trump after he made those dangerous revelations in his disgusting remarks about NATO. I missed that interview when Trump mocked the mentally and physically challenged people. That interview by Lester Holt of Donald John Trump. I missed, and I don't know how I missed them. As much as I watch and much as I listen, trying to keep up. I'm sure He was fair, and he had all those interviews with Donald Trump. And I missed that interview way back when Lester Holt had an interview with J.D. Vance, when J.D. Vance referred to Donald Trump in ways that some of his worst enemies haven't even said, words that they haven't mentioned, ideas they haven't mentioned, that he was unfit to be in politics, unfit to be a leader, unfit to be president of the United States. I missed all of those interviews. Did you see them? Tone it down. I want all of us to tone it down. But tell me, how long will we wait until the gaslighting stops? And by the way, I missed the interview of Donald Trump by Lester Holt immediately after the debate a few weeks ago, calling on Donald Trump by Lester Holt or anyone in the mainstream media to tell the truth, and asking him why he lied every time he opened his mouth during the debate. I missed that interview. I want all of us to tone it down. But how do you deal with being called a pedophile every day? How do you deal with being called a baby killer every day, and call the cause of violence in this country, and call the reason for any war taking place anywhere in the world because you are a Democrat? Sometimes I feel like I need to find an alibi, and find it quickly, for the day that John F. Kennedy Jr. was killed. And that all Democrats better find alibis for the attempted assassination of Donald John Trump. Yes, I'm tired, I'm disgusted, I'm absolutely afraid, not for myself, but for my granddaughter, for my son-in-law, for my daughter and wife. Not for myself. Donald John Trump can't hurt me any worse than he has already, with the help of his disciples and my own siblings, nieces, nephews, and cousins. They helped put my son in his grave. No, he can't hurt me, but I am afraid for my family. Very afraid. And all these people calling for Joe Biden to drop out, it's not because they don't like Joe Biden. They know that Joe Biden has done an incredible job in the last 4 years. He has been one of the best presidents this country has ever had. He has accomplished more in creating jobs and keeping the stock market producing more than any president in our lifetime. They like Joe Biden, but they're afraid. After the debate, because of all the rhetoric that was coming from the mainstream media, they got really afraid, because they're afraid of Donald John Trump. Yes, I want all of us to tone it down. But truth from everyone on the left and the right, and yes, especially Donald John Trump. And by the way, I'm keeping a list of people I'm praying for diligently to make it to heaven, because I say if they make it, then we're all going to make it. I'm adding to the list Sarah Huckabee Anderson and also Kellyanne Conway. And like I always say, there'll be some more to add. And she's already on the prayer list, but much more and much special prayer is needed for Marjorie Taylor Greene, who thinks I'm a pedophile and a baby killer. It really isn't tongue-in-cheek. Really. I just want to pray for them. I want peace. I want joy. I want my fellow men and fellow women to find love for one another and one day join hands, laugh, and have supper together. I really want all that. I really, really do. But without truth from everyone, truth from everyone, the atmosphere is not conducive to any of those things. I really want it to happen. I honestly do. I still believe it can. How about you? I'll extend my heart and hand and ask the question, will you join me? You want to tone it down? Tone it down? I offer you my heart. I offer you my hand. And all I ask for in return, and you should ask from me, is truth. God bless us all. If you will, give me a thumbs up, if you can, and subscribe to my podcast. And remember my book, The Offspring of Ignorance. You can find it on Amazon. Until the next time this roundup is over, and I say again, God bless you, and I mean it. God bless you all, and let's pray for one another. Goodbye.